Photo Factory.
And I'm Jim McKeever, I'm Vice Chair.
This is by Kayung Lai. This is to do with herself growing up and how she feels like she's become dissociated from her culture. So like all these are taken from video stills from her family's home videos. I just love how washed out and distant everything is, and everyone's so faceless. It's just so ambiguous, and yeah, it's just there's so much going on in them. You just stare at it for hours, you know. And then this stuff by Gianluca Gambarini. By his name, I assumed he was Italian, but he's based out of Paris in France. And this saw film sets, of course, not being used. Like this right up my street, just this kind of empty landscape work, and yeah, again, there's just a lot of things going on.
I think the tonal desaturation of the images adds a certain dimension,
sparsity in it.
Yeah.
But then this stuff by Emer Gillespie would be one of my favourites. It's diptychs. So the ones on the left have been taken by her daughter, and the ones on the right have been taken by her. It's a collaborative process that they do. So the daughter would help her frame everything. It's just a lovely idea, and I think it just works really well. Mm-hmm. This from Saba Ferrari. It's sycamore seeds, isn't it? So
when I first glanced, those only briefly, I thought they were ears from deer.
Really?
It was a fleeting glance, and I assumed that's what it was. But because I didn't want to look too hard at anything, I walked away from it. But now that I'm seeing it for the first time here today, it's an interesting selection.
So you've got very more conceptual stuff like this coming through, and then there's Davide. Maione is extremely conceptual. He says in his work he's exploring the notion of selfhood in relation to its surroundings and language. I did find his quite difficult to read. Like as you can see, like all the images are quite disparate. The only thing coming through in each is the representation of self. I think that is one of the things that's enjoyable in his work, though. Like there's a very playful nature to it. But
you seem playful. I think other people would feel intimidated by some of those images because
they are quite dark.
They are, but I think it's a set of images that ask or force you to ask more questions.
That's why I find it difficult, because it's putting everything onto you. Nearly everything.
They're not giving themselves up lightly. There's other images that are easier to read, whereas this is harder to read. But actually, that's where the pleasure lies, in the difficulty of the read.